Oh, wow. It's just a baseball game. It's a child's game. Oh, wow.
Mr. James
What? Is it safe? Having a party in here or what? Wow. You guys are unhinged. This is great. This is like Monday. Nobody's supposed to be.
I know. This is Under the Sea with James Spann.
Okay, I like it. So, what'd y'all have for breakfast today?
What y'all have for breakfast today? Cereal? Bacon, eggs?
That sounds good.
That sounds better than cereal. Yeah.
You know, I had guess what I had for breakfast today? Nothing. But I got a big lunch meeting. Who are you? See, those are my people, and I was wired to teach third grade. Third graders actually think I'm fun.
Her name is Alyssa.
Well, get her out here.
Come on, she is hiding.
No, she will not come out here. She's done. No. Do you know this person? You're going to warm up the crowd by answering some questions. You want easy ones or hard ones? All right. Number one, what's your name? Alyssa. Number two, where do you go to school? Where? Fayetteville High School. Wow, she's a senior in high school already. She is an advanced student here. What grade will you be in when you go back to school? Second grade. Who was your first grade teacher? She almost forgot. Was she nice or mean? That's the right answer. Next question. At Fayetteville in the lunchroom, what's the best thing they serve? Bacon. Bacon is the candy of meats. You know, I'm just saying. That's good. What is the nastiest thing they serve? Potatoes. No, I will tell you, if they ever serve this one item, that you should know that you're the mom, right? If they ever serve this one item in Fayetteville, I would not touch it. Chicken fajitas. If you see that, run and call 911. Everything else is good. I know the lunchroom ladies. They will tell you these things. One more question, and I'll leave you alone. Let's see. Oh, I got some advice for you. You ready? I have one word of advice. Stay away from boys. No. They're nasty people. They're snitches. You can't trust them. They're low down, rotten. They smell bad. There's nothing bad about them, right? You have any brothers? You should know this then. How old is your brother? Yeah, you should know this. You have a 16-year-old child, a boy. So what do they do after PE or baseball practice? No, they spray themselves down with Axe, and it's twice as bad. All right, you're done. Let's give her a big hand clap, all right? She will never talk to me again. No, I was wired to teach third grade, so I don't like long, boring talks. For those that don't know, I do the weather on television. I've been doing the weather on television here since World War I. Right?
Wow.
And I don't want to talk about weather today. It's hot. No. It's like you turn on the news, they're all surprised that it's hot in July. Guess what? It's always been hot. All right? This is Alabama. I bet you guys don't know where I'm from. I bet you don't even know where I'm from. And I bet you can't even find it on a map. Do you know where I'm from? I am from a little place in South Alabama called Greenville, Alabama.
Yeah. All right.
Y'all never heard of that. Come on.
Yeah.
No. Wait, who said that? You've actually been through Greenville? You've been on the interstate.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, if you ever get a speeding ticket, call me. My best friend from first grade has been the mayor for 25 years. I will get you out any speeding ticket you ever get in Greenville.
All right.
So I loved it. I'm from rural South Alabama. You know what's weird? I kept asking my mom for years and years. I cannot remember my kindergarten teacher. And I was bothered by that. I couldn't remember her. And you know what she finally told me? There's a reason for that. You didn't go to kindergarten. It didn't exist. exist. That's how old I am. So I started school in first grade in Greenville. This was the fall of 1962. This is before y'all were born, all right? Fall of 1962. Does anybody know what was going on globally, the big global news story in the fall of 1962?
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
You're right. We have a winner. This guy's
Smart.
You're
I love
good.
history, sir.
You're good.
Thank you.
And so the Soviet Union had missiles on the island of Cuba aimed at the southeast United States. And apparently one of the targets was Maxwell Air Force Base in Montgomery. And the rumor around Greenville, they didn't have enough fuel to make it to Montgomery, and those suckers were going to drop on Greenville. So they taught us how to get into these little wooden desks when I was in first grade. Now, we might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but we're thinking, what good is this going to do? A nuclear missile is coming in, and we're going to be into some little wooden desk. So me and my friends decided we're all going to go out on the playground and watch the end of the world with a front row seat. Hey, I never thought I would live to be 18. Never, ever, ever thought I would live to be 18. Never. Because we had the Cuban missiles coming in. And then, about the same time, some of the older boys in high school started going to some place called Vietnam. We didn't know what it was or what it meant, but some of those guys weren't coming back. And then I had another incident in the fall of 1962. By the way, in 1962, we didn't have, phones or video games. We played in the woods. On weekends, we played in the woods. And I had a situation where I had a triple dog dare. Y'all know what that means?
Yeah.
This was a bad situation. And by the way, this is a good learning lesson for all you guys in here, okay? We were in the woods, deep in the woods of South Butler County, and somebody gave me a triple dog dare. Guess what they dared me to do? Go to the bathroom on an electric fence.
Oh, God.
I mean, I was convulsing, and I thought I was dying. I mean, there was smoke coming from places you don't even know it was coming. My friends were laughing and pointing while I was dying. So between the electric fence, the nukes, and the Vietnam, I never thought I'd live to be 18. But somehow I'm here. I don't know why. Goodness, I love Greenville. I mean, I love Greenville. It was a great time. But something happened the next year, fall of 1963. What happened in November of 63?
Kennedy was assassinated.
They're good. I mean, we have historians here.
C.S. Lewis died too.
Who said you in the first grade in '62?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I probably have underwear older than you. I don't believe it. I don't believe you.
I've seen you before, sir, at the BCM in Montevallo years ago.
I'm sure that was boring, probably.
That was great.
I'm not a good talker guy. I mean, third graders love me. I'm not good with adults.
You do it well on TV.
I'm trying my hardest. But in the fall of '63, one day my father opted out. He just left. And all of a sudden I became in a bad situation. How much money do you think my father paid in child support? Zero. So we learned what it's like to be broke and hurting and dying on the inside when I was 7 years old. Life got kind of hard. By the way, our family of three became a family of two. I am an only child. I bet you I am the only child in this whole room. Everybody I know, I got 10 brothers and 9 sisters. I don't know what that's like. But you know what? Something good came about as a result of that. Can I tell you all a secret? Now, if you tell my secret beyond these doors, you'll be in trouble. You cannot tell my secret, okay?
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
I'm not good at anything I do. I'm not. Hey, I'm not. Look, y'all remember Snowmageddon? I mean, it's like we make mistakes. And I do other things. I volunteer in healthcare. I've been the chairman of the board of a major hospital in Birmingham for 18 years. How weird is that? It doesn't make any sense, but I wanted to learn about trauma injuries and tornadoes and things, and I kind of fell in love with the job, and it was supposed to be a 2-year thing, and I'm still there. My hospital is called Grandview Medical Center on US 280. When I came along, it was Baptist Medical Center, Montclair. But I'm not the best hospital board guy, and I do children's ministry. I lead children's worship, and I'm not the best children's worship leader, but hey, I can do VBS. Y'all ever heard of that? Y'all know what that means?
We're having it 3 times this month here.
What does VBS stand for?
Vacation Bible School.
Oh you, I could do VBS right. I didn't like it when I was a kid. First Baptist Church of Greenville, guess what our arts and crafts activity was when I was in first grade?
DBS.
In arts and crafts, you know what we made? At VBS, we made ashtrays for the deacons. These guys would go out there and smoke like a chimney on the front of the church, and we made those ashtrays. It's big old, we made those. They sat out there for years and years and years. I'm like, how weird is that? Anyway, here's the deal. I'm not good at anything I do, but hey, I will work harder than anybody else in this room to accomplish a goal. Anybody. And I learned it from when my father left. Because guess what I had to do when I was 7? Go to work. Hey, I don't think they had child labor laws back then. And I had to survive, guys, 7 years old. And I learned how to work hard. And that work ethic has stuck with me today. So that's been a good thing, but it was really bad, and then we were broke, and we didn't know what to do. And at the end of 4th grade, guess what? We had to move away from Greenville. It broke my heart. It crushed me. We had to move to this nasty-sounding place called Coosa.
Roll Tide.
You know what? Before we left town, little boy in 4th grade, he said, "Hey, Tuscaloosa stinks." We moved there, and guess what? It did. Back in the 60s, they had a paper mill. Y'all ever smell this one over here?
Yes.
I never smelled one, but I'm thinking, how does this kid know that it smells weird here? But it was just me and my mom. We moved into an apartment about the size of a bathroom here. It was tiny. We had no money. We had no hope. But she had to finish a year of college to get a job and support me, and somehow she made that happen. But there were some wonderful people that loved us and encouraged us and helped us, and we made it. It was hard, but we made it. But anyway, you know, look, I'm tired of talking about me. I want to talk about you, all right? My story's boring. I bet you somebody in this room is having a hard time. And by the way, y'all look good. Some of these people look really good. I don't know what these shirts are. They look good.
They made those shirts.
I'm just saying, there's something appealing about those shirts. I don't know. Something looks good to me. I don't know. But you know what I've learned? You can look good, and you can be dying on the inside. Hey, somebody in here is probably struggling today. The truth is, we all are, if you're honest. Somebody might be struggling with money. Life's expensive. Maybe somebody's struggling with relationships in your family. You might think you're the only family that's got all these problems, relational problems. No, you're not. We've all got them. And if you say you don't have problems in your family, I've got a great sermon on lying, okay? And maybe somebody got some bad news from the doctor. Hey, at some point, we are all going to get bad news from the doctor. These bodies are not wired to live that long. And maybe you just found out some bad news. I'm in a hospital multiple days a week. I go several days a week, and I see people that are chronically ill. It puts a dark tint on life. So maybe somebody's struggling, and you need a breakthrough. You need a blessing today. The truth is, we all do. If you don't, I'd like to know why. So let me just throw this out. It's more blessed to what? Ooh. Hey, it's more blessed to what?
To receive.
So if you need a blessing, then you've got to bless somebody else, right? That's my main challenge. If you need a breakthrough, here's the deal. You're going to go bless somebody else today. By the way, yeah, some of you have checked out. I can tell when they check out. Listen, I do children's worship every once in a while. I'll fill into the big church for the big preacher guy, and we can see everything. And we know when your mind is wandering. I can tell when people, they're going to think they're going to go get fried chicken or barbecue for lunch. You know when they checked out. I know what you're thinking. I can't help anybody. And you've got all these reasons why you can't bless somebody else. You've got all these reasons. And here's the main reason. You don't know what I'm going through. I'm going through some of the toughest times in my life. You don't know what I'm going through. How in the world do you expect me to help somebody else? I don't feel like it. Well, I have a 2-word response to that. Guess what it is? So what? You don't run your life based on how you feel. Listen, your feelings will get you in trouble and they will lie to you, okay? Can I tell you all, here's another secret. Remember, don't you? No. Not past these doors. We're just talking between us girls, all right?
Okay.
There are days I don't feel like going to work. But guess what I do?
Go to
Go
work.
to work. You run your life based on commitments.
Yes.
I made a commitment to go to work. I'll be there. And that's the way it works. You don't run your life based on how you feel. So if you don't feel like helping somebody else, I don't have any interest in that. And then a lot of people say, well, I don't have any money. I can't help anybody. I have a two-word response to that. So what? If you were to ask me today, James Spann, what is the one thing I can do for you? I say the same thing every single time. What do you think I say?
Right.
Right. How much money does that cost? Nothing. It costs a little what? Time. Woo! Time is the greatest equalizer in life. Everybody in here, I don't care who you are, I don't care where you live, I don't care. We're all equalized by time. We all have 24 hours in a day, and how you spend it determines who you are, okay? I can look at your schedule real quick and learn a lot about you, okay? Let me just say, that's the biggest struggle in my life is time. I have not slept since 1973. I'm only 27 years old. This is what you look like when you never sleep, okay? Get some rest. But I would advise maybe considering doing little things for others with your time. And guys, it doesn't cost any money to do the good things. When I moved to Tuscaloosa, I started 5th grade. Verner Elementary School. I didn't know anybody. I didn't want to know anybody. I was miserable and I was dying on the inside. And the principal was a man. I'll never forget this. His name was Archie Hitson. And he knew my story. He would come up to me and he would say things like, "You look good today." And I know I didn't. But I started to believe in him. And he would say things like, "I believe in you." And I honestly started to believe that guy believed in me. And he would say things like, "It's going to be okay." And I started to believe it. And those words changed my life. How much money did it cost him to say that? Nothing. I'm telling you, in fact, what's cool, he stayed at that school for a long time. And even after he retired, if I was doing a weather program at that school, he would put on a suit and tie and come out there and sit in the back of the room just to support me. How cool is that? So maybe you can say an encouraging word to somebody in here. We are to encourage one another daily. And you know, the deal is, we live in a world where people are just mad. They're mad. You don't believe that? Look at my Facebook page. Woo. I can post a picture of a sunrise, and they're fighting in 5 minutes about Biden and Trump. And look, guys, it's a sunrise picture. Enjoy it. I mean, goodness, we had to cut off a basketball game on Christmas Day, 2015. Live basketball game on my channel because we had a tornado warning. You know, this tornado warning, I'm going on television. And we had to cut off about 40 minutes of an NBA basketball game. This is Christmas Day, joy to the world, peace on earth, goodwill toward men. The first email I got after I got back in my office, guess what it said? It said, "You should have been aborted by a coat hanger."
Oh, wow.
It's brutal. And it's only gotten worse. I mean, everybody wants to fight, fuss. Goodness, most people on Facebook, they can cuss the horns off a bull. Bad potty talk, bad language, that nasty cussing. It's not y'all that do that, is it? No. I remember we had to cut off we started long form coverage in April 8, 1998. This was a long time ago. We started coverage at 2 o'clock that afternoon. We stayed on TV for 10 hours. We had a horrible tornado, killed 34 people in Birmingham, killed 2 more in Wattsville over here. And I got off the air, and this is back before Facebook and all that, and they told me I was going to fly in the helicopter the next morning. And I needed to wind down, and I thought I'd do something normal. I checked my voicemail. That was a mistake. First lady on that voicemail, guess what she said? "You cut off my story." Now, some of you don't know what that means. I know what that means. An older lady says you cut off her story. You cut off her soap opera. There's a program at my channel at 2 in the afternoon called General. And she didn't like that tornado coverage, and boy, she started cussing. She sounded like she was probably 70 years old. She was cussing bad potty language. And she started talking about my mama. Now, you don't do that. You talk about my mama, I'm coming right over there, okay? And I said, I am never going to answer this phone again, and I have not touched my phone since April 8, 1998. I don't know where it is. I don't know what my number is. Don't know how to get voicemail. It's great. But we should be using words that build others up, okay? You can encourage somebody. Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think there's somebody lonely in this room right now? Yes. Hey, there is. The truth is we all are sometimes. But you can be lonely in a crowd. A crowd this big, there's somebody lonely right now. One of the things I do on Saturdays in the fall, I do weather support for the University of Alabama, okay? Now, I finished at Mississippi State. Everybody hates me. But I do weather support, and I have to be at every single home game. And I will look out over that crowd of 100,000 people, and I wonder how many lonely people are in that crowd. Hey, you can be lonely in a crowd of 100,000. And somebody's probably lonely today. Maybe you could be a friend to somebody that needs one. Okay? There were some kids that befriended me, and I didn't want friends. I was miserable when I was in 5th grade. I didn't want to deal with anything, but I'll never forget the kindness the principal showed me and some other boys and girls showed me in 5th grade. They changed my life. Little things, it doesn't take a lot. Now, y'all get these wonderful home-cooked meals here, right? The chicken fajitas here are probably really good, okay? Public schools is the problem here. But you know what I have to live? I have to live in drive-through windows. Y'all ever been through a drive-through window, a drive-through restaurant? I mean, I work every day between, I know what you think. You think I don't do anything. That guy gets on TV, he acts away for 2 minutes, and he goes home. No. I work every day between 4 a.m. and midnight. In fact, I sleep nights, weeknights, between 1 and 4 a.m. How many hours of sleep is that? Yeah, the right answer is not enough. But I have to live in these drive-thrus to survive. And somebody taught me this trick to look in your rearview mirror. I never thought about that. And they said, you know, sometimes you're going to see somebody behind you, and you can tell by what they're driving. They might be spending the last $3 they have on a hamburger. By the look on their face and the countenance, it might be one of the worst days of their life. And what you do, go to the drive-through window and say, hey, I'm paying for mine. Can you see the car behind me? I'm going to pay for theirs too. And they'll do that. And just tell them when they get up here, tell them, you don't owe me anything, God loves you. And here's the fun part, you go hi. I have gone to hide. I have seen people come up to that drive-through window and hear those words, you don't owe me anything, God loves you. I've seen people openly weep because somebody they don't know bought them a hamburger. I'm telling you, and I know it works. You know why? Somebody did it to me one day. Hey, I was having a really bad day. A really bad day. By the way, if you watch us on television tonight, guess what we're always doing? Smiling. The news starts now. It'll be hot tomorrow. The tail's coming up. We're always smiling. Guess what? We have bad days too. Just like you, we have money problems, we have family relational issues, we have mental health problems in our families. And we have health problems. And I was having a really, really, really rough day. Bad. Worst in years. I was late, everything was wrong, but I was starving and I knew I had to get something at that little Arby's drive-through window by the TV station in River Chase. And I got up to that window, and you know what they said? You don't owe me anything, God loves you. Somebody I don't know did that for me. You know what? I cried. If you did that, you changed my life. I don't know who did it to this day. And it was a reminder, too, that I was getting all hung up in me. Life's not about me, it's about serving others, all right? That's why you're here. You ever wonder why you're here? Guess what I do? I'm old as dirt. You know what I do a lot now? I go to funerals. Really? It's when you get old, you go to funerals. And I sometimes wonder, well, why were they taken, but I'm still here? And maybe you ask yourself, why are you still here? And I know why you're still here. You are here to help other people. That's it. That's it. And so my encouragement is just to look for ways to help others. Helping other people. The fancy church word is ministry. And by the way, I don't like church words. I do children's ministry. We don't use church words. In fact, let me go back to first grade vacation Bible school. I had a really bad, we made ashtrays for the deacons, which was kind of weird. But I had another bad situation in first grade vacation Bible school. I was traumatized. You know what happened? A lady told me, all right, and she was mean as a snake too. That woman was mean as a snake. 5 minutes, I want you to meet me in the vestibule. I was 6 years old. I don't know what that means. I looked for that thing for over an hour and I couldn't find it. And I was weeping. I was crying. I was traumatized. So if you ever say the word vestibule, it triggers me today. Okay, so that's a church word. I don't even know what it means today. So my encouragement is to go find somebody that you can help, and you're going to get blessed. Somebody in here needs a blessing today. You need a breakthrough today.
Amen.
So you need to go bless somebody today, and that's the way that it works. Sure, a couple of quick stories, and I do have to. I got a 11:30 meeting at the hospital of all things. You know, and by the way, when I was a young adult, I didn't understand this. Guess what I was when I was 25 to 30 years old? Selfish. Y'all ever struggle with that?
That's a big word.
Yeah,
Yes.
Now, if you say you don't struggle with it, I'll break out a line sermon, all right? We all do. You know, the world out here teaches you to look out after number who? One. That's the greatest lie you'll ever hear. And some friends of mine knew it, and they challenged me to pray a little prayer. Open my eyes and open my ears to the needs of the people around me. And they said, you pray that prayer, it'll change your life. And it did. And you will be called to help somebody in a personal way, in a way that only you can do. Everybody in here's got different gifts, okay? Y'all realize everybody in this room is special. I will never be able to do what you do. Never. Okay? And you know who I was supposed to help? I was 37 years old. It was my father. Same guy that walked out when I was 7. He crushed me. You don't know how bad it hurt. It hurts today. My father never said goodbye, have a nice life, see you later. He was gone. And he just left. He never told me he loved me. I don't know if he ever did. I don't know. But to make a long story short, I found out the guy was alive, and the whole time he was living in Alabama. Me and a friend went to find him, and we knocked on some doors, and finally somebody knew him. They said, go around the corner and knocked on the second house on the right. We did. And the door opened up, and there he was. When I saw him, a couple of things happened that was important for me. I was blessed. Number one, some stuff I was fighting went away. Hate, anger, and rage. I used to be the hothead. I'd be the guy calling up the weatherman, chewing him out. I was a hothead. And I could not do my job today if I was a hothead. And at the same time, memories of me and that man doing things together when I was 5 and 6 years old before he left, came back, he took me fishing, he took me to the circus. I remember that, so I cling to those good memories. Now, the encounter didn't go well. He didn't accept what I had to say that day. You know why? He was drunk. My father's an alcoholic. He had a condition called alcohol dementia. It was like talking to this wall right here. And he didn't know it was me. But I said what I needed to say. He would die soon after that. Nobody wanted anything to do with him. I had it cremated. I took his ashes down to Greenville and sprinkled them on the family graveside. I didn't know what to do. But I got blessed that day by helping somebody else. So that's my main challenge, guys. I'm done. I want y'all to find somebody in here you can help today. All right? Yes, sir. This is my historian right here.
I have a TV joke for you, sir.
Go.
Have you heard about the math teacher who became a Hollywood director?
Come on.
He was always saying lights, camera, fraction.
This guy will be here till midnight. He's got 1 million of them. We need the drum guy back here.
So what is a skunk's favorite sandwich?
Come on.
Peanut butter and smelly. We're done. That's it.
He's been working all week from this. I'm not funny. This guy's funny. I know funny. You are funny. All right, guys. Thank y'all for letting me come. Y'all have this time out. Have a party. This time out. It is party time. All right.
Party time.
So you are now going to be treated to cupcakes and all kinds of stuff. And remember,
Thank you for
let's
coming,
review.
sir. Have a nice day.
Stay away from who? No, that's right. Yes, stay away from them. All of them. I was one 100 years ago. And we raised 2 of them. No. Now I'm just an old man. So, and you got a teenage brother, you ought to know. They're just nasty people. They're just horrible. Do you have any sisters? No. But she'll be strong. She'll be strong,
Tough.
and sassy, and tough.
That's right.
You play softball? You should play softball. You look like it.
That little eye roll. Can we get a picture of you and your dad?
I tried it and I was very bad at it.
She rides a horse.
That's because I'm not your coach.
I tried it.
She rides a horse.
I'm scared of horses. They're bigger than me and they don't like me.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
One day.
I got it one way. Y'all know John Croyle? He put me on one out there at this girls' ranch. He said, pull on this wire and it'll go that way. And what, how does that horse know that? I had this vision of this horse just running off in the woods with me on it and it wouldn't stop. I said, do this and it'll stop. You know, how does it know that? But he was right.
I used to scare them.
Yes.
They're so sweet.
And they're huge.
And they
They can keep fighting this and that.
you just have to touch the bottom so they know you're there.
Well, nobody told me.
When you're going around
I learned a lot. It's like learning something new. Such a horse on play.
Wait till listen.
See, she's opening up. At first, she wanted to come out.
Right. Now
You should have done this whole talk, but you're much funnier than I am. I'm not. I'm good with, you're in third grade. Third grade. Second graders begin to get it. Third graders totally understand sarcasm. They have the
And they got it too.
They have the cognitive skill.
You don't wanna
know science. I was just third grade. Second grade. Hey.
Why did you put it because he was a
You need a new lighter. You don't speak with this guy. This guy's got some real life. Want to get a picture here? Okay. You gotta get in it.
Oh, I did?
Yes. Somebody take. You're all the street. How'd we look?
Elisa, say that there with him. Your mama won't picture.
Where's
You
she
guys
going?
here? I'll send it to her. Yeah. Good job, baby.
She's, hey, in the lunchroom, we boiled what? Chicken, fried, eat salad. Eggs and beer, and all these kids know we got a problem. It's the worst chicken we do. Everything else is good. Everything else is good. If you go to a restaurant, it's fine. At home, it's fine.
Yeah.
In the school, it's fine. You've had some serious lower GI issues with chicken kidneys. It's basically like eating a plate. It's got consistency. It's all the processing.
Don't do it.
We have to go don't touch it. But all the other chicken is fine.
It's just
Chicken
the
dish
heat.
they serve is just that. It's a federal thing. They can't have it. They have to.
That's the middle.
You got a band of Shelby. You're just thinking about sitting. They go away. It's a higher quality than I do. All right, get a cupcake.
He's gonna take my paper. He's gonna get his. Yeah.
Is this me to take?
That's yeah.
Somebody needs to be in business.
Taylor Bates.
She must have it. This is a birthday. Thank y'all's good. Hey, thank y'all's ministry.
Thank you. Thank you. It's very
How you doing? I'm doing good. You doing all right?
It is.